there's something better around the corner that I didn't think about, that I should still go look while I'm on.
She said the one that will make me close my apps.
One is the one that's going to quieten all my inner
excellent.
rumble.
2017.
That's going to be oh so
Timeless
extraordinaire
knowledge.
that I'm no longer going to want to think that I haven't found the one yet. And the one is the one that has to give
Look,
me
my
a
loves,
sense.
when you find the one, you know you find the one. Like, if you question that if this is the one that you're looking for or the one that you met, fuck no, it's not the one. Keep looking.
Just hope that if you put in
All I know, don't make new children with that same person. The one that is not the one.
that love is a verb and not a permanent state of enthusiasm.
We have plenty of children that come out of love, not love, but like pretending to love. We don't need those children anymore. These children are unhappy children. You know, I'm one of those people that come out of need of having children rather than love at this point. So I know.
With that choice, with that need for certainty, it matches something that I think has really become one of the
What?
trademarks of modern relationships.
Haven't seen
which
this
is
one yet.
We still want, and I'm going to talk now about the monogamous,
Is this hers?
probably mostly heterosexual, but we shall see what happens after gay marriage model. I think that
Ouch.
there's a whole proliferation of new models and relational configurations that are challenging a lot of this, and I hope we get to talk about that too. But a general model that has really been kind of the legacy with which we enter into this story is this. We still want economic stability,
This is
support,
excellent.
companionship, social status, and maybe kids when we commit to somebody, married or not married, it doesn't matter. But we still want all of that.
This
plus,
is excellent.
now I
Look at
want
the flag.
you also to be my best friend, my trusted confidant,
She
and my
knew.
passionate lover to boot. Into our 80s. Forgiven. What this amounts to, people, is this. We are asking one person to give us what once an entire village used to provide.
Truth. Truth, truth. Truth, 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 truth.
And that is a tall order for a party of two. So where's the tribe? Where is the tribe? Where is the community? Where is the multiple people that help us? So that maybe the relationship isn't the source of all our nourishment, but it is the bridge to all the nourishments that we can find in the multiple parts of our lives, which we then bring back to the relationship and then give it its energy. When I work with couples, and I am still a practicing clinician daily, and I work with couples pretty much all over the globe. I speak 9 languages, I can translate, so I get also the real cultural nuances that I know are present in this room. I don't get them all, but I'm aware of them, let's put it more like that. Is that I see 2 kinds of couples or relationships. Doesn't have to be even 2, it can be relationships of 3 or 4. There are those people who are not dead, and there are those people who are alive. It's a very important distinction.
It's very interesting.
And there's a line that I stole from Dan, who's sitting in the back, which I think is priceless, because one of the things he always said was, you don't measure the success of a relationship at a funeral home. It is not just because you stay together forever that it actually means that it was good, or even tolerable for that matter. So what does it mean to not be dead? To not be dead for me is people who experience fear, lack of trust, legacies of trauma, oppression, tightness, and you survive when you're not dead. You can survive, but you do the basics.
This is me
You
in
certainly
Metaslavia
don't have rich,
subway.
fulfilling lives, meaningful.
With a bag full of organic food that I source in the center.
Emotional and physical and relational danger, economic danger. Alive is this. It's a body that opens up. It's expansive, it reaches out, it allows things to come in. It is the ability to play, to discover, to explore. And when it comes to desire, there is one map I want to quickly draw with you, because I want you to then think which one of these children
Draw
is
the
you.
map. Esther, draw me.
You sit on your
Draw
mother
the-
or on
the
your
map.
dad or whoever your parental figure's lap, whoever raised you. And at some point, every one of you jumped off to want to go and discover and experience the world. You went to play. You can experience it now in the role of the child, or if you want to bring it in the role of sexuality and intimacy, do it in the version of the adult. You'll see the resonance. When this little child leaves, there is an adult here that can say a few things. If the adult says, kiddo, the world's a great place, go, have fun, play, enjoy, then the little kid is going to go and go further. And they will experience, and those of you who are there experience togetherness and separateness at the same time.
Like, they imagine the Philadelphia Museum had all those strange drawings. Like, what's happening?
Trust at the same time. But many of you did not get that answer. Many of you got the answer, what's so great out there? Don't we have everything we need, you and I? I am lonely. I am depressed. I am anxious. All kinds of messages that said to you, come back. And some of you may have done exactly that. I'll give up a part of me in order not to lose you. I'll forego my freedom in order to secure my connection. And that's one child. The second child doesn't come back right away because they're very zesty and curious and eager and they want to go, but they're constantly looking over their shoulder. Am I safe? Am I going to be punished? Am I going to pay the price for this? Are you going to collapse on me? What happens when I attend to myself? And that person often, in the beginning of a relationship, experiences a great ability for security and adventure at the same time. But as they become more intimate, so down goes their desire. The more connected I become to you, the less I am able
This
to
is
want.
digital fashion, the pinnacle of the digital fashion exploration, just so you know.
Because there's not much to come back to. So take a moment, because in every relationship, you will notice that there is often one person who is more in touch with the fear of abandonment and the fear of losing the other, and one person who is more in touch with the fear of losing themselves. And these two are often in a relationship with each other.
And she's amazing.
You see. So there are three tensions I want to highlight. And you can think about which one is you, which one you were, which one you are today, and what you want to change about this. We've talked about security and adventure as one of the big tensions in desire. Because sustaining desire is really about reconciling these two seemingly opposite forces. That's really what it's at. And I will tell you right away, it is not a problem that you solve, it is a paradox that you manage. There is no answer. There are lots of things you can do, but it isn't because that's how you get away from this. It's just how you live with it better. The second tension is the tension between mystery and transparency. We are in an era of massive transparency on all fronts. And we are forgetting that there is a powerful aphrodisiac in not knowing everything. Not knowing everything, neither inside relationships nor on social media. Leave something to be discovered. If nothing is hidden, nothing can be discovered. Religion understood that fundamentally. If we are going to live secular spiritualities, we need to bring back mystery. We need to bring back mystery as in foreplay for that matter too. It's the same idea, rather than immediate gratification on all fronts. It's the difference between sexuality and
Way too much
eroticism.
foreplay in my life.
Sex, rather blatant, an act, the nature, the biology, the animal. Eroticism, sexuality transformed by the human imagination. It's everything that gives it meaning. And imagination is not direct, necessarily. It plays with the hidden things behind the corners. And the third tension after mystery and transparency is trust and betrayal. The people who live on the side of not dead often don't trust. In order to play, to discover, to explore, to open up, you must have that fundamental glue that gives
This is
every
amazing.
relationship its essence, its timelessness,
such
and
a
its
good
truth. It's called
idea.
truth, trust. And many of us have experiences of broken trusts, of betrayal, and of needing to know, how do we mend? How do we bring back? How do we repair? As in pairing back. When trust is broken, it actually is about reintegrating a new truth and a new trajectory for desire, so that I can once again feel safe enough to want, which means that I can once again feel secure enough to feel free, and feel free enough to build more security. It's a loop back and forth. When it comes to love, it's our imagination that is the greatest actor, not necessarily the other person. Thank you.
Oh, Esther Perel, I can listen to you forever. This is Spain. 2017.
Who are you? What do you do? How did you come to this? What does your day look like? So I thought I would just give you a little hint, but there's a reason
Look at the water.
also why I actually don't talk that much about me or my life or my marriage or my family life, etc. I wait because I think that much of what I want to do is put questions to you and not even answer them immediately, but let you sit with them a little bit. Let you think of them in a different frame. Have you come into a session with one story of your life and maybe leave the session with another story of your life? And if I answer, I collapse.
Esther,
And if I talk about what I do, then I become a model, which I don't want to be. Because, as I said in the first
So
day,
excellent,
there
this
is
piece.
no such a thing as the person who has figured it all out. It's a moment in time when I think I'm getting there, and then after that, I fumble as well. So, I'm married for 34 years. I have two sons. They are 20 and 23. And probably one of the best ways I can describe my relationship is like this. Today, in the West, most of us are going to have 2 or 3 marriages or committed relationships. And some of us are going to do it with the same person.
Nice. Very nice.
So I don't know, he thinks we've had 4 marriages, I think we've had 3 marriages to each other, but that's the idea, you know. If I was to tell you
It's flags.
maybe of an influence of what
love
really
his water.
motivates me, what do? I am a psychologist, I see patients, I have a predilection for working with couples across cultures. My place in this world is to create open, meaningful, bold, challenging conversations about this subject that affects us all, called relationships. I think more than ever at this point, people are hungry for truth. And so I try
People
to
are hungry
contribute
for
to
truth.
creating relationships and conversations about relationships that are true.
One thing I want to share with you regarding relationships. wow, what 2020 did to me and my self-confidence in terms of relationships. Wow, how much I have suffered in the past 3 years, and not being able to act on my desires. Okay. Wow, the amount of lessons I learned, being super lonely, and wow, like again, my confidence levels have really shifted deep down compared to where I was in 2019. And look, it's been like 3 years. I don't know where all these 3 years I went. I think it's because of lack of intimacy in a very general sense of this world. Like, look, okay, in 2018, 17, 2019, all I've been doing is like attending these kind of cuddle puddle events. In New York and in other places, I've been deeply spiritually seeking for a sense of community and intimacy with people, and I was finding it. And the past 3 years, I've been focusing on my reflection on someone that I love very much. And yeah, I've been highly disappointed in what we've created so far. Domo Camino. Highly disappointed, sad, annoyed, left alone, betrayed one way or another. But look, it's all by myself. Like I've chosen that for myself. I really wish that I was conscious enough to be able to choose another kind of experience for myself and be much more open to other individuals. But because of my highest excitement and desire for that one person, I have chosen not to seek for any other type of connection of that depth specifically with anyone else. Have I gotten to my goal of connecting with that person and actually building life with? Not quite in the way that I have envisioned to manifest it. Am I getting closer to that goal? I think so. I very much think so. All the signs are telling me that it's happening. The amount of magic that's been done is irreversible. It's a lot of magic. Okay. And by magic, I mean magic is like real magic. It's like deep stuff. Deeper that it's comfortable for you to recognize.
So allow me to introduce you to where should we begin. When you pick a partner, you pick a story. And often you will be recruited for a play that you didn't audition for.
I told her I didn't know it was going to be like this, that once we had a child that I would be like downgraded, because it's now like all about the kids.
What's it like to be someone's disappointment for 20-something years?
It's hard.
Where Should We Begin with Esther Perel is an Audible original series, bringing you into the office of the iconic relationship therapist as she counsels real couples on modern love.
You can both tell me all kinds of things, and I can listen to each of you. I'm married to none of you. So it's very